So this video is about Sonoma versus Napa, Napa versus Sonoma. Stay tuned for this video comment. I think ultimately, a lot of people will say that they prefer Sonoma versus Napa or Napa versus Sonoma. And a lot of it's not based on things that I think are really intrinsically important. Sometimes someone might say, here's some characteristics that I hear quite often. One region's more expensive than the other. One produces better wines than the other. Another reason is one is easier to visit than the other, and say another fourth category would be one is much more charming to visit than the other. And I like to just, I'm not a fence rider necessarily, but I think that they're both important. They both have reasons for existing, and one does not override the other. So some people say to me, Napa is so hard to visit. So I have represented bottles. This is Smith Madrone Cabernet Sauvignon Spring Mountain. Recently visited for the first time, but tasted the wines for a number of years, and sat down with Stu Smith to have a glass of wine, which was a fantastic experience. Here's Emeritus Pinot Noir, and I love what they do, and I've loved their wines for years as well. So for me, it is not about one is better than the other. It's about, so if somebody says to me, Napa's so hard to visit, I'm like, you just got to revisit Napa in a different way and put a different lens on. I think Sonoma and Napa are both. I know that Napa is much more, say, heavily visited, but I think in many ways it's easier to get from one winery to the next in many ways, because you have Highway 29, and you have several in a row, as well as Silverado Trail. But in addition, you have different specializations. You could definitely say that to a great degree, not completely, that you're going to have a lot of Bordeaux varieties in Napa County itself, Napa Valley. And then in Sonoma, Russian River Valley, where this wine is coming from, you're going to have a lot of Burgundy varieties. And that is pretty true to some degree, right? You're going to have Zinfandel in this region. You're going to have Cabernet Sauvignon in Sonoma County, in Alex Valley, and other places as well. But also in Napa Valley, you have Grenache, you have Sangiovese. You're going to have other varieties that are not the Bordeaux varieties. And ultimately, it has to come down to one is not better than the other. So, I think it's a blanket statement. So I avoid blanket statements, and I actually, stay away from them completely, because I think they're inaccurate and they're not really expressing what's important. Because I couldn't pick one over the other. If somebody said you can only visit one wine country, Sonoma or Napa, for the rest of your life, which one would it be? I'd be like, this is terrible. I don't want to make a decision like that. But fortunately, I don't have to, nor does anyone else. But it's a really important discussion to really think of. So I like your questions and comments. I'm hoping to get many more questions and comments down below, or you can do so on the variety of social medias that I'm on, such as Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and WordPress. Thank you so much today. I really appreciate your support and watching my videos for a very long time. Thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for many more reviews, many more wines from all points on the planet. Thank you again. Salud.